Hey guys, Small Town Disney. Thanks for joining me. Well, the Lady Rebels are at it again in the 706. After a huge win in the semifinals Saturday, it's on to Macon for the state championship. I caught up with head coach Ryan Chastain to talk about Saturday's game and the upcoming matchup with Josie. Hey Rebel Nation, I'm here with Coach Chastain. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Glad to be here.
You're 3 in charge and you're taking the Lady Rebels to the state championship game. What took you so long?
I don't know. We just come in from day one and just tried to establish some ground rules and some expectations, and just went to work, and we turned around and here we are.
No, but seriously, how excited are you to be in the state championship game and only your 3rd year coaching the team?
It's hard to put into words. You know what I mean? After the game the other night, the question I've been asked the most is, well, you didn't even celebrate when the layup went through the basket. And I was going down I like the fist pump, that's just what I do. It's what I've always done. And I was going down through there and I was about to fist pump as the ball went through, and all I could think was, did the official count the basket? And I immediately froze and whipped my head and started looking. Of course, by that time, all the girls were on the floor hugging and yelling, and I could see the scoreboard had changed, and it just, I don't know, it was kind of like an out-of-body experience. I just froze up. And but as far as playing in the state championship game, I don't know if it's going to be real until we walk out on the floor in the Coliseum.
Got to be a happy feeling.
It is, and when you watch kids work as hard as this group of kids has worked, and really the group before them too. I don't want to make this just about a one-year thing. It's been a build-up over the first couple of years. Like, it means everything for them to have this opportunity. Hopefully I'll get to coach for a long time. But like this group of the 6 seniors, like we talked yesterday, I said, think about how you get to leave. Undefeated on your home floor, undefeated in region play, region champion, and no matter what happens on Thursday, you get to play the last game of the season. You get to play the last game of the season.
All right, let's get into that final 7.2 seconds left in the game. Score is tied, 7.2 seconds left in the game. Butler has possession and calls a timeout. What do you say in the team in the huddle?
We felt like they were going to try and throw something over the top. A lot of teams in that situation, they'll stack. They come out and stacked, and they usually try to curl somebody off toward the backside of the basket and throw it over the top. We also talked about if they put the big girl on the block, we thought they might try to throw a lob just to her, like bring everybody else to half court and try to get her a one-on-one. And we actually guarded it pretty well. They kind of started peeling out like they were going to go, and the defense picked them up. And they inbounded the ball, and one had been going to the basket on us at will in the second half. And Courtney was guarding her, and she come, and I could, being around basketball, I could see her start. She was sizing her up, getting ready to go, and I saw her rock that hand to cross over, and I thought, she's going to get it. And she stole the ball. And when she took the ball from her, all I could think was, yes, overtime. Like, that was my thought.
Yeah.
Like, we had the ball, and we were going to have a heave at it. And the next thing I knew, like out of the corner of my eye, there goes Becca up the floor like a rocket, And how Courtney got that ball through and got it to her, and they laid it up. Somebody else asked me, they're like, oh, do you work on that in practice? I was like, no, we don't work on stuff like that in practice. That's just 2 kids who've played a lot of ball, just going out and making a play. Instinct takes over as an athlete. You play your whole life, and it's just instinct at that moment to try and get a shot off, and they pulled it off.
Yes, they did. Well, whatever you said in the huddle, it must have worked, because the play breaks. Davis comes up with a great steal and an even better pass to Becca for the winning bucket. Talk about your emotions as that play developed.
It's kind of like I said before, like I didn't know what emotion to feel. It washes over you, one, that you won the game. The crowd was deafening when the ball went through the basket and the horn went off. That was one of the loudest gyms. I've been in a lot of gyms with a lot of people. That was one of the loudest eruptions at one time that I've ever heard. And it was kind of, I just froze, and I was like trying to take the moment in, And of course, one of their players fell on the floor. She was crying, but at the time, I didn't know what had happened. I was about to kind of go toward the huddle where they were, or not the huddle, but the celebration. And then I saw her laying on the floor, and I thought, okay, we need to be careful here in case this kid's hurt, you know. But she was the one that had the ball stolen, so I think she was just upset. And then I just went to my went to my office as kind of the girls cleared the floor and sat down in my chair and was just trying to relive the moment in my head and think about what I was going to tell. I mean, what do you say?
Yeah.
You know, what do you say to them after something like that? And finally, I heard a familiar voice in the hallway here, and it was Farmer looking for me. You know, where's Chastain? We got to get him on ETC. You know, so that busted the moment right there, and I just went and talked to him and told him how proud of him I was, and you know, a big deal's been made out of that last shot, and it should be. But a lot of kids made a lot of plays in that game leading up, so we were actually there to have that moment. And we always try to talk to them about, you know, the plays you make in the first 10 seconds of the game are going to be just as important as the last 10. And it ended up taking every single point and every single stop to win that game.
Hard work.
It was hard work.
All right, playing Josie at high noon Thursday for all the marbles. Give us a good scouting report.
Okay, they actually come out of the same region as Butler that we just played, which is ironic. Augusta has really good basketball in the city of Augusta. I think them and Laney, who's played for it quite a few times in Butler, they're all within like 5 or 10 minutes of each other, which is kind of crazy. But Josie, they're very long and athletic. Their man-to-man defense is very good. We don't know that they actually shoot the ball that well, or at least they don't on film. Most of the good teams they played, they score in the 40s. So we feel like if we can keep them out of the paint, we'll have a good chance to guard them well. They're a really good rebounding team. They do a really good job of going and getting the ball off the glass when they take shots. So we got to limit transition, and we got to keep them from getting rebounds and putting the ball back in. We want to make them a jump shooting team, and we feel like if we can do that and then get some penetration on their defense, we'll have a pretty good chance.
Yeah, hard competition.
It is. I mean, at this point, we're in the state championship game, and people asked leading up to last week, you know, they said, well, how good's Butler? Well, how good's Josie? Well, at this point, everybody's good, and that includes us.
Well, I'm glad we are good.
Yep, me too.
Well, thanks for joining me, Coach. Well, bring home that big trophy.
We're going to go do our best.
Rebels on the rise.
Rebels on the rise.
Great stuff from Coach as usual. And good luck to the Lady Rebels Thursday night against Josie for the big game. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Small Town Izzy with Big Time Sports.